With the 18th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Chicago Bulls select Dalen Terry from the University of Arizona.
I fit in perfectly, man. I'm a lengthy guard that's willing to do anything to win. Honestly, I watched so much DeMar DeRozan this year. It's crazy. Like, him just getting to his spots, racing over people. Zach LaVine, the smoothest player ever. And then AO, he would excel. So, I just see him at the combine. So it's just like, I'm probably forgetting somebody, man. Alex Caruso was in the locker room when I was in the locker room when I worked out. I feel like just people were just overthinking it, honestly, man. But I'm glad I went 18. I'm happy. I'm so happy. Like, 18 was perfect, honestly. Like, I have no regrets at anything. Like, I wanted to go to Chicago Bulls. I'm love it. I'm ready.
Episode of the JCA Sports Podcast here, coming to you guys live from Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Eric Avila, Jose Contreras here. Another great episode of the JCA Sports Podcast. Guys, make sure you follow all the JCA Sports Podcasts on all our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Snapchat. No, maybe not Snapchat, but TikTok. All our social media platforms. And when you see that little bell that you guys see next to the JCA Sports Podcast, make sure you hit the little bell. That way you guys get notified when our shows are on live, not only just my show, our show, but also Sports Strip Live and also the EAFP podcast.
And welcome, Dalen Terry to the Chicago Bulls. Right? You saw that intro.
Yes, Dalen Terry, the new Chicago Bull. I think what we missed over the weekend, or if you guys somehow, some way, were living in a cave somewhere hidden out of the country, whatever the case may be, the Chicago Bulls did not trade the 18th pick. They kept it. And they picked up Dalen Terry. Simple question to you guys, to everybody out there watching us and listening to us. And simple question to you, Jose. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you like this pick?
You know what, Eric? When I first initially saw it, I wasn't too pleased, and it's not because Dalen Terry isn't a talented young man. He's definitely talented. It was mostly because I was looking for the Bulls to get somebody bigger. I wanted a center, one who, primarily is a defensive kind of big who could rebound, tough nose, energy guy. That is what this team needs the way it's constructed today. Now, that being said, looking at, who was left, who was available when it came down to 18, the Bulls couldn't do it. They couldn't get it unless they traded up. And I don't think, Carson Novas wanted to trade away pieces. He doesn't want to trade away guys like Patrick Williams, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball, Alex Caruso. And I'm pretty sure that's what other teams wanted. He didn't want to, give up maybe future draft picks. I feel that's what other teams wanted. So they stood put, and they got the best available guy, which is Dalen Terry, who, by the way, is a lengthy guard who can shoot the three, who's defensive-minded. I mean, the kid could play, So now that it's kind of settled in, I know that's who we have. That's what we're going to stick with. I'm pretty happy, man. There's one thing that this team has shown me these last few years, and they proved to me, is that they're trustworthy. They deserve the benefit of the doubt. Carson Novas has done it in Denver. You see them. You see what they have. They have a great young team, back-to-back MVP in Jokic. He's the guy he's great in what he does. So I 100% believe that he's doing the right thing.
Yeah, definitely. Spence already comes up. Said, "What's up, guys?" Show. Thanks, Spence.
What up, Spence?
Excuse me. Wow, I appreciate the support, Spence, and thank you for tuning in week in and week out, every show. Yeah, Jose, I think you kind of hit it on the button. Obviously, we kind of expected a little bit more. I know the day before we had the show, and we were talking about how the Bulls were kind of like the eye of the storm, the center of the attention, simply because of all that trade rumors that were going on. Rudy Gobert, Kobe White leaving, the 18th pick. I think from Mitchell Robinson to Mo Bamba to everybody, and basically that was up in conversation for trading From Kyrie Irving, sometimes it happened. KD's word name popped up for the Chicago Bulls. Like the Bulls were the center of attention, and I'm not saying it was a big dud. Like nothing really happened. It was just mainly more like, all right, it all the noise basically all for nothing. And you're right. At the moment, we're just like, all right, okay. It still doesn't help us on the lengthwise, right? On the big size, the interior wise, where we felt like, or I feel like, and I think everybody will agree, where the Bulls need the most help. But it's another guard, especially in today's NBA's how it's played. You need the perimeter defense. You need somebody that can at least disrupt. I think that's the perfect word. Disrupt the shooter's rhythm and be in there in front of their face. So you're saying a 6'7" guard with a 7'1" wingspan, like dude's long, he's lanky. So we'll see how that goes. You guys are listening to the JCA Sports Podcast here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Jose Contreras, myself, Eric Ala, Jonathan Palayo will be joining us soon. I will definitely put the link on the chat. Normally I do that when one of these two guys are talking. I didn't do that, so I'm doing that as we speak. But Jose,
while you do that, why don't we bring up the press conference from Carson Novas? That way, as he discusses and introduces rookie Dalen Terry, what he feels about how he feels about the roster currently constructed. That way we can kind of get an insight and discuss about what we have seen, what he sees so far.
Yeah, I mean I think that'd be great. Because to be honest, I think this was so far for the first two first-round draft picks that the AK has shown and has proven. It's been guys that were like, okay, we haven't really heard of, and we have a little clip for you guys once up and loading. It's another first-round draft pick where there's a lot of potential and not a lot of name, except the only difference is it wasn't in the lottery like Pat Will was, and this one wasn't in at number 18th.
Yeah, I think last 2 years we built, the way you can build your roster is three ways, right? Through your trades, via free agency, and the draft. And I think we tapping into all three of them. And during the draft, you just keep adding talent, which we did. And continuity, yes, because this group has been here only since October. So we're still trying to get used to how to play with each other. I think, start of the season last year, it was really, really positive and exactly how we want to play. But goals in September, obviously all roster to be healthy and ready for the season.
Yeah, he pointed out big things on it, and one of them was there's three ways to build this
It's
NBA
important
roster.
to get a good mix.
And then that's through the draft, through free agency, and through trades, right? And he's done that so far, right? What was his big trade? Started off with Vooch.
It was Vooch,
yeah. What was his big free agent signing? Started with DeMar DeRozan, Alex Caruso, Lonzo Ball, right? And he said built through the draft. Who do you get in the draft? Well, Patrick Williams, Ayo DeSumo, and now Dalen Terry. So he picked up on it, and you're right. This team hasn't really gelled together. A lot of injuries. AK is a smart man, and AK we trust, right, Jose?
We have to, Eric. He's proved otherwise. He hasn't proved otherwise. You know what I mean? Like as you mentioned, he got us Vucevic, who was a two-time All-Star at the time. We've seen what this guy can do. Yes, defensively he has weaknesses, he has flaws, but offensively we know we know what he would give us night in and night out. Look at the draft picks, as you mentioned. Patrick Williams, we all predict him to be a star. The man right now is training with DeMar DeRozan, 5 a.m. workouts every single day. The guy's a grinder, and again, he has that upside, that potential to be a star in this league. Look at Ayo DeSumo. He lit the world on fire for a few months last season. He went as a rookie. He looks like a good core piece for years to come.
Yep.
How can we not trust that Dalen Terry is going to be a great player when you look at the track record of Carson Novas? And it goes beyond Chicago, as I mentioned earlier. Look at Denver and the way that team is constructed. He is a huge part of that.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's where he really came from, Jose. And in this team, if the team is constructed the way it is, with Zach Levine in the front court, along with DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo Ball, if he stays healthy, you still got Alex Caruso. Kobe White is still on this team. He's not traded, so that's another guard. Ayo Dosunmu, who you drafted last year, who's another guard. The one thing about Dalen Terry is that they have him as a 2-3 hybrid player, so playing time won't be there as much as you would think. But if this guy could play the defensive end really, really well and probably give us a little bit offensively, he's a rookie. He's not going to start. If he could give us 8-9 points a game with but defensive solid effort for 12-15 minutes, then guess what? I think that's a great draft pick right there. And if you see the growth between maybe there's going to be that occasional game where he takes off and we win because of him, but that's what you want, and that's what you want to build. Now we're not in the lottery no more, so we're not really getting scraps from the bottom of the barrel. But if you want to keep that analogy going, sometimes getting something at the bottom of the barrel could be gold. And hopefully we strike that with Dalen Terry. AK still continues in this conversation as the clips was brought to you by NBC Sports Chicago with the AK interview. They spoke today. They introduced Dalen Terry today. The interview was 20 minutes. But the question this was about to pop up for AK was the core. Vooch and DeRozan in the 30, and this is what AK had to say.
The season.
Give it a second. It's about time. Trust me.
It's important to get a good mix, and I think for young guys, it's important also to develop. So even with the last year's roster, there's a lot of vets, there's a lot of in between, and the young guys got a lot of experience. When emphasis was put on winning. And, we got 46 wins, which is great. Got some playoff experience, but we need to build on that, and it's not going to be easy next year to come back and do the same.
Yeah, real quick, man. They show the picture of Billy Donovan, Dalen Terry, and AK, and dude, AK is
We've
tall,
been very
bro.
open.
He's tall. He is as tall as Dalen Terry, and so that was kind of surprising for me. But Jose, he talked about how he has a good mixture. He got the veteran leadership in DeRozan and Vooch. He got the prime players, the players in his prime. Obviously, he's talking about Zach Levine, Lonzo Ball, and probably Alex Caruso, and then the young players, obviously Pat Will, Ayo Dosunmu, and now Dalen Terry. The Bulls are now going to be one of the teams they're going to be targeting. The pressure is on the Chicago Bulls to perform. Can this team, structured the way it is right now, can this team perform for next year in the NBA season?
Oh, 100%. Like this team, when healthy, beginning of the season, they showed us that they were able to compete with almost every team in the NBA. They were playing teams hard. Although we're losing against the great teams, the teams that end up being 1, 2, 3, top 4 in the East and West, they were losing to those teams, but they showed a great, I guess, just potential overall, in every aspect of the game. So here's the thing. If healthy is probably one of the most annoying things you can say about your favorite team in sports. White Sox fans right now are beating themselves up because that team right now isn't healthy. It hasn't been healthy in the last 2 seasons. Bulls, again, they were healthy, then they weren't, and you've seen what happened. That team hasn't been constructed for more than 2 years. This will be the second season together. So you gotta let it gel. You gotta let it sit. You gotta see what you can get out of this team in the playoffs. We didn't have Lonzo Ball, who was a pivotal piece in this offense. Yeah. You had Zach Levine, who wasn't 100% healthy. Yeah. So so there was, and then Patrick Williams just came back. Although he started to pick up stride, still wasn't. I believe he still wasn't 100% healthy. So you just gotta see where it happens, man. You gotta see where it goes. That's the only thing about it. So I could see them gelling, Eric. I could see them having a good season next year. I don't think they're championship material just yet. There is free agency that's looming this week coming up. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Real quick, we're going to the Big Creations Facebook comment section, guys. If you needed custom T-shirts of any sort, go to Big Creations. They're located in Hammond, in Munster. In Munster, and also in Lansing, right off of Ridge Road. Big Creation. If you guys are looking for a T-shirt, CP goes to say, "Where's John this time?"
He's coming. He's coming.
He's on his way. Yeah, he should be showing up in the next 5 minutes or so. He also says he doesn't like what he's seeing from the Bulls this offseason, to be honest. And obviously, with all the noise and rumblings, we thought that the Bulls were going to make some moves by the trade. By draft time. But no, like Jose alluded to, free agency is this week. I think it's June 30th, if I'm not mistaken, July 1st. It's one of those 2 dates that the NBA free agency market is going to hit. And the question is, now that Rudy Gobert, I guess you can kind of say Jose is out of the picture. And with the draft pick of Dalen Terry, we know what the Bulls need. They need shooting and they need interior help. We thought that we're going to get this out of coming out of this draft. And coming out of this draft, the Bulls need shooting and interior help. For you, what do the Bulls need to do? What's the first thing they need to do? Is it the shooting or is it the interior help?
See, that's the thing. Dalen Terry is underrated as a shooter. He doesn't get that much of a rep, but in college he was a shooter. He has a good 3-point percentage. The guy can shoot. He can pick and pop. He has range. The only thing, that I guess worries me a little bit about him is he offensively he's more of a passer. He's more of a distributor than he is a passer. Than he is a scorer. I would like to see that change a little bit coming into this season. Let it fly, shoot the ball. Why not? I think that's going to help us a little bit. At least around there. You bring Lonzo back, then you'll start to see spots open up for someone like DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Vucevic. And you'll start to see the offense flow a little bit more than they did when he was out. Mm-hmm. Now that doesn't change the fact that we need that, as you mentioned, we still need defensive presence down low. We don't have that. That right now is my priority. If I'm Eversley, you need someone to pair up with Vooch at the center position to be able to rebound, to be able to defend. That way Vooch doesn't have to play center. He can be a stretch 4, hiding in the wing, being able to shoot threes, but you need someone to rebound. You can't have Javonte Green and who else was down low? It was Derrick Jones Jr. You can't have those guys play your power forward and try to, and try to rebound for them. It's not going to work. You need someone big. You need a legit big. Can you make offers to some guys in free agency? Can you sign some guys? That's your only option right now. I say keep Vooch and find someone to pair him up with.
Yeah. The Big Creation Facebook comment section says it sounds from CP. It sounds like we're giving LaVine the max. If we're gonna do that, I'll accept it. But I need these guys to find interior help down low. Uncle Day Deontay, what's going on, homie? Goes on and says, what moves were out there thus far that would have made the Bulls better? And I think that's what we're gonna find out during free agency. There's a lot of talk, Jose. There's a lot of talk, sort of, kind of, that it's either Mitchell Robinson or Mo Bamba, right? And I know me and Day had a conversation. It was like, how is Mo Bamba on the list if the guy couldn't even get a starting spot in the Orlando Magic that they traded for Wendell Carter Jr.? Hey, John, Wendell Carter Jr. that was from the Bulls. They traded to him to go to Orlando, and it still took his spot. If it's just between those two, between Mitchell Robinson or Mo Bamba, which one would you pick? Or if there's somebody out there that would probably be the backup for Vooch? Hi, John.
What's going on, fellas?
You missed a lot, but it's glad to have you on, man.
Well, I hear you're still on the boring ass Bulls. That's what I'm gonna call them until we actually get some moves done. If it's the same team as next year, it's the same boring Bulls now. For first round exit Bulls.
First round exit Bulls.
Do you think, John, if they were to stay healthy and be like one complete team, they'll be like I guess a much better team. They won't be so boring.
I'll tell you what, if we have a full team, firing all cylinders before we did the second half, depending who we play, as long as we don't face the Bucks, Philly, or Boston in the first round, then we can make it to the second round. But if we face any of those three first round, we're done. There's still a significant gap between them. This is just going based off. I don't expect Lamar to have an MVP type of season. I'm pretty sure we said this every episode. Based on who they won in the draft, that's not a winning piece. Pat Williams putting in work. He needs a big year, but even then, it's like, again, we don't have a superstar. Is what it comes down to. There's no superstar partner. Now, if we go and get Durant somehow this summer, then by all means, yes. Hell yeah! I don't care who we give up. We give up Levine.
And you know what? I'm willing to do that too. We talked about it briefly at the campus that, I'm offering to give up Zach LaVine, probably maybe Kobe White, maybe.
Absolutely, Kobe White. I'll check Kobe White for a bag of peanuts.
No, I wouldn't.
Possibly, I to have a pure shooter like Kevin Durant, I will sacrifice Pat Will, even though we become a lot more smaller. But for like Zach LaVine, Kobe White, you got 2 young stars, and maybe possibly 3 if you want to throw in Pat Will for
I think you could do
Kobe
White, Zach, and next year's first round pick.
Yeah, I think you sweeten it up a little bit with Pat Will, and I think that then definitely that will happen.
But Pat Will is the key to for us to win. We need Pat Will, man.
Yep, you're absolutely right, and I agree with you 100% on that one. He's key, he's essential. But to have KD, I'll be intrigued. It'll be a niche.
Let's see. Like with Durant, we have a chance against the Bucks. We have a chance against Miami, Boston. Jose's making a face because I said Bucks and his boy Giannis is over there. But Durant on this team will be I feel like Durant on the Bulls will be better.
John, our biggest issue right now is that we can't defend down low. We don't have the rebounding presence. Durant's not going to be one of those guys that gives you that.
That's fine. But look at what he gives us.
You pair him up with Vooch, great. Offensively, you guys will be a force to be reckoned with.
Right, absolutely.
But you need to rebound. They're not always going to make those shots. You need to rebound. You won't be able to do that with those two guys.
If we go up against the Bucks with Durant, Giannis is going to get his, KD's going to get his. But then we have, let's say we have DeMar as our number 2. You line up DeMar with Chris Middleton. DeMar's the better number 2. We got Lonzo. We clearly got the better point guard.
Are you going to have Lonzo though? If you're getting Durant, you're going to give up pieces, John. You don't.
Yeah, but we both did not name Lonzo.
Okay, so who are you giving up?
He's not even healthy, so you're not going to trade.
So you're giving up.
They're keeping Ben Simmons.
So then you're giving up who then?
Ben Simmons. We just said it.
You're giving up
Levine, Kobe White, and either Pat Williams or next year's first rounder.
No, you don't want. Look,
you gotta give up Pat. You gotta give up both. You got for Durant. That's a king's ransom. You gotta give up both Pat Will and next year's first round.
You know what? To be honest with you, I think if you can avoid the first round picks,
okay, but we still keep ball.
If you literally just give them Zach LaVine, Pat Will, and Kobe
next
White,
first.
You can kind of avoid giving up or not giving up draft picks for players.
This is Kevin Durant, Eric.
Okay,
Kevin Durant. But think about it.
But you also had to consider. The Nets are trying to get rid of both of their stars at this point. They got $40 million to get rid of.
Kyrie just opted in today, John.
Kyrie just
but he still wants a sign and trade.
But here's the thing. I do.
They gave him permission to find a suitor for a sign and trade.
You have to remember though how much value a first round pick is. And if you're talking about the Chicago Bulls giving up the first round pick, where will the Nets be picking with the Chicago Bulls first round pick if they make the playoffs? They're not going to be in the lottery. It's going to be lottery protected. So it has to be in the high 20s to high teens, low 20s if the Bulls make the playoffs. So does the value of a first round draft pick is worth it? If you're getting Zach LaVine, Kobe White, and Pat Will, where's the value in the first round?
Jose, let me step in real quick. Let me step in. You guys have to realize the NBA isn't the NFL. We just don't trade 3, 4, 5, 6 picks. It's all about money in the NBA. They need to clean that 40 mil off of their books. We need to get Zach's contract off our books and then throw in a couple pieces. They're not going to ask us for 3 first rounders, 2 second rounders like the NFL does. That's why, like what Eric is saying, we can get away with a couple players and 1 first. Or if we have to give up Pat Will, Levine, Kobe White, so be it. For 1 player, a 3-for-1 player swap. So be it.
Can I ask you guys a question? Can I ask both of you guys a question? Last year, Kevin Durant in the playoffs, Kyrie Irving, he had Kyrie Irving. Is he better than Lonzo Ball? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Who was their center? They had they had a legit center, and what's the guy's name?
Drummond.
Who could defend? Who could rebound? They had Andre Drummond. Is it? Look, you bring Durant here. You're giving away Levine. You're giving away Patrick Williams. You're giving away you guys named it, right? You're giving away pieces.
Okay,
What makes you wait? What makes you think that the team that he's coming to is going to be better than the team he left?
Because
I don't see that being the case.
We have a better coach that could adjust in game. Steve Nash is an inexperienced coach.
The coach ain't playing, John.
So
who's gonna defend? You have no defensive presence.
Look at the Nets. Bro, Steve Nash cannot adjust. Steve Nash is a Hall of Fame player, but as a coach, he ain't that guy, bro.
You cannot defend, though. You have no defense whatsoever on that team.
But if we still keep Ball, we still keep Caruso, the Bulls defense significantly dropped without those guys, and that's not a coincidence.
Guard wise, you're not gonna defend Gian. You're not gonna defend Giannis. You're not gonna defend. I almost said it again.
Giannis not gonna get his. Who can guard Giannis?
You're not gonna beat Bam. You're not gonna beat Adebayo. You're not gonna defend Adebayo. You're not gonna defend Joel Embiid. In the East, the bigs are the problem, and you don't have anyone that can stop them, John.
Okay,
nobody.
But you're adding a player that can score more than them. That's the difference.
That's not true. That's not true.
Those guys are going to get theirs. Those guys are going to get theirs. You're naming guys that are going to drop.
Joel Embiid can score just as well as KD can, especially down low.
That's what I just said. You're adding KD who can go point for point against Embiid.
No, but come on. If that was the case, how come he couldn't do that in Brooklyn? What was the problem in Brooklyn, John?
I'm sorry.
In Chicago?
Did you forget the whole reason your boy has a championship is because KD wears a size 13 and not a size 12?
Oh, come on. Did
you forget that?
The Bucks and Giannis has a championship because they defeated the Phoenix Suns in the finals. It had nothing to do with the Bucks. It had nothing to do with the Nets and whatever the hell Kevin Durant's shoe size was. They still went on and won a championship. Did they not?
Literally was a hairline away from setting your boy packing.
And they would have lost. And they still would have lost to the Suns. But the Bucks did it. The Bucks won, but they did not. The Bucks won regardless.
Okay, the Nets would have beat the Suns too. I feel like anybody in the East would have beat the Suns.
Well, God, Kevin Durant's coming to a weaker team.
The Suns got
Kevin Durant is coming to a weaker team if you get rid of Levine. If you get rid of Patrick Williams, he's coming to a weaker team.
I'm sorry.
They in Brooklyn.
I'm sorry. What did Levine do in the playoffs for us?
Oh, come on, man.
That's true. That's the JCA Sports Podcast here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Guys, make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And you make sure you guys hit that bell to get notified when our show is live. I try to
make some sense into this man.
I try to bring him a lot more smoother, but you guys kept going and going. I just felt bad.
I had to wait for them to get through that.
What up, my boy? Buddy? How you feeling?
What's up, y'all?
So are you with your boy Johnny here, or are you on the opposite end of what he's talking about bringing KD?
I'm just shocked at what he said. We'd have to give up for KD. Do you not know who Kevin Durant is? Zach LaVine?
You need a king's ransom. Ransom.
First of all, Zach LaVine and Kobe White in the first round is not going to do it. I promise.
Right.
But you're talking about the Nets literally said they'd rather lose both KD and Kyrie instead of bring back.
Yeah, but they're not going to lose him for that. That's a 4. You got KD for 4 years.
Okay, but look, okay, and you're taking in Zach for 5 years at 35 million a year.
You just said what is Zach? You just said what Zach is. Right, he's not even a 25 top player according to you. But according to you, he's not even top 25.
If you're taking him in, look at the money you're eating with it. That's the thing here. The NBA has a cap, a very small cap.
But you're giving away Kevin Durant, John. Yep.
You're giving away a Kevin Durant who is forcing you to trade him.
4 years, and he's first of all he hasn't forced anything yet. Second of all, okay, first of all, you're going to have to give at least three first-round picks, at least 3.
That doesn't happen in the NBA.
Zach LaVine
doesn't happen in the NBA.
Zach LaVine is going to make the money. It happened with the AD trade. It's definitely going to happen with a KD trade. If it happened with AD and Paul George, if it happened with AD and Paul George, what do you think they're going to want for KD as far as first rounders? You're going to have to give up LaVine to make the money work, obviously. If they even want to take Kobe White, the 3 first rounder, and they're probably going to have to give up most of your role players, to be honest.
Okay, so no, the 3 first rounders should be enough then.
I honestly do believe
with LaVine, let's say either Pat Williams.
I honestly believe if you throw in Pat Williams in this trade, guys, the first round draft picks won't even mean diddly squat, simply because you have a player who's in his prime in 26 in Zach LaVine. You have 2 young players in Kobe White, who's 21, and 22, and Pat Will, who's barely 20 years old. So you have 2 young players that start this rebuilding process. If you throw in a first round draft pick, okay, great. But what value does it give you that first round draft pick if the Bulls are going to be in the playoffs competing in the top 10s and the top teams and lower 20s? Like that first round draft pick really doesn't make no sense.
That really won't be a given. I'm pretty sure these picks will be later down the line because obviously you can't trade first round picks in back-to-back years. So it'll probably be 25, 27, 29. Who knows if KD is even going to play that long? Who knows if he even stays that long? He might not even like it in Chicago.
Real quick. So let's say hypothetically we give up 3 first rounders for Kevin Durant because he has 4 years left on his contract. I think he has 3 because he signed when he was injured and missed out a year. So let's say right. for the next 3 years that we have Durant, we have no first round pick. Why wouldn't you do it?
I mean, you're in win now mode, right? And you still kind of.
But you're not going to win now. That's the issue.
Okay,
the issue is you're not going to win now.
Okay, but we have a better chance of winning with Durant than we do without Durant.
100%. 100%.
So why wouldn't you do it?
Right, but here's the thing: you're in a better chance realistically, right? Yeah. But it's not guaranteed, John. The thing is, you don't have a better surrounding cast than he has in Brooklyn.
Okay, but with Durant over here, you have a better chance to sign bigger names to our team. Versus if you don't have Durant, who wants to come play with Vooch, LaVine, and DeRozan?
Okay, so who? So who? You tell me then. So then who will come?
Nobody. That's who. Nobody. Because nobody came this year.
The question is, who do we keep?
Who will come with Durant? If we get Durant, who will come? Who go? Look at the list, John. Who will come to play with us? Here?
Okay, let me look at next year's free agent because I'll tell you what, AD would come.
Oh my God. For what? Just to sit on the bench and eat up cap space? Come on, man.
No,
you
to win a championship. You're
the one that said you don't want free clubs here? Eric, was he not the one that said free clubs here? Was he not, Eric? Was he not saying this a couple weeks ago? Now he's flipping saying, oh, now we want Anthony Davis. We didn't want him weeks ago, did you? You didn't want weeks ago.
He wanted Kyrie.
I would take a healthy AD. I would take Kyrie. I would
anybody in their right mind will take a healthy Anthony Davis. But is he always healthy though? Is he always healthy?
Okay, in a year from now. Okay, but listen to me. You put AD on this team, he's the best center we have on the roster automatically. Healthy or not?
Healthy, yes. If he's healthy, yes.
Or not.
And that's a big if, John. Big if.
Or not, bro.
I'd rather have Kyrie Irving. I'd rather have Kyrie Irving and all his I'd rather have Kyrie Irving and all his whatever the hell he goes on with it, him missing time. No, I'd rather have Kyrie Irving missing 60% of his games than Anthony Davis coming over here.
Hi, CP. How are you, bro? You good?
I'm awesome. I'm just listening to these two guys.
I mean, for real, you might as well just call it the JC podcast and stuff. I'm sorry.
Because when John gets Jose going, that is hysterical. When John,
all I'm doing over here is just producing. You know, I'm just putting on the comments on the Creation Facebook comments.
What did Deontay? Why you keep, bro?
You know what? You argue with John. Let me do this. So Deontay said you can't mortgage your future for a player that might request a trade after one season.
To be honest, Jose's kind of right on this. As exciting as it would be to have Kevin Durant, I promise you, I don't even think that moves the needle because we'll still be struggling on defense like we did last year. Hell yeah, we'll score with the best of them, but we still getting pounded in the paint. Like Durant, no one ever said Durant was the best defender ever. I mean, that's not going to get us over the top. We have to build the right players around them, around KD and DeRozan and whatever else we keep to make these guys succeed. He's better off in Brooklyn than he is over here, to be honest.
And that's the thing. Don't get me wrong. I want Durant here. Of course, I want Durant.
Yeah,
here.
I would love
one
to
of the
have
best players
Durant,
here.
of course.
Wouldn't, right?
But if you're giving up so much, then you're literally in the same spot you were, just with a better player. And it's like, what's the point in that?
Yeah,
Exactly.
and you know what? Sometimes, and to be completely honest with you guys, like if we see it, when the Bulls were healthy, even undersized, how they were throughout the whole entire year when they lost Pat Will, the Bulls were the best defensive team in the NBA. You know, with Lonzo Ball locking down, with Alex Caruso doing his thing. You know, obviously you have those two. Who?
John, is that you, John? Let me find out, man.
Come on, man.
It's not me. It's not me.
Jeez. What was I say? They were still the best perimeter defense, and probably interior wise, so I don't remember, but they were the best perimeter defense when the guys were actually healthy, 100%. You know, you put in KD in this offense, you're right. The one thing you really have to bank on, if you bring KD, if you trade away the Zach, the P. Wills, the Kobe's, and whoever else you want to give up, is what they're doing right now and fighting for the mid-level exceptions with the Mitchell Robinsons or with Mo Bamba in that aspect. And then just bank on that just to get, you know what, just get boards and defend hard and we'll do the rest. That was probably the only way I can actually see this working if you do trade away your Zachs and your Pat Wills and your Kobe's and whoever you want to give up. You know,
yeah, those players do gravitate towards like when they see like how LeBron used to get everybody to come to his team on mid-level acceptance when it was him, Wade, and Bosh.
Of course, if you got to bring up LeBron, man, come on.
Come on. I'm just using examples, okay? I'm using examples.
I mean, that's a great example. Right, you know, because like he said, he did it in Miami. He definitely did it in Cleveland, and it paid off, right?
Right.
I think LA. Yeah. I'm not sure if they did in LA. Don't call me. Obviously, the bubble.
It paid off. And
KD did it in Brooklyn when they brought Blake Griffin and all those other people over there. LaMarcus Aldridge. When they started bringing those people over, I'm not saying they was once what they were, but they were still helping. You know what I'm saying? People just gravitate toward when they see great players signing with one team. They usually gravitate toward that team. You know what I'm saying? I could see what John's saying, getting like KD gets here, then maybe other players want to sign on, and we can build a good team around them.
And
that's the enticing
what we have
part,
now.
Right? That's the enticing part. You're giving up years of future, right? Honestly, to me, I think the biggest caveat and the biggest deal to make the Bulls successful with this team, or to make the Bulls successful without him in acquiring a superstar, is Patrick Williams, simply because of how raw and how young the kid is. I think that's the biggest asset, I guess you can say, that the Bulls have into trading to get one of these stars like KD, right? Does it make sense? Yes. Does it make the Bulls better? I believe so. You put KD on this team, training away, it makes the Bulls better. And then you find you're willing and dealing with the mid-level exceptions to get those young stars to come up and play. You know, I believe it can work. It sounds like it, right? I mean, just looking at big picture, I think it can work. The question is, does Lonzo stay healthy? You've seen how bad his knee was. Can Caruso stay healthy?
Can Durant stay healthy?
Can Durant stay healthy? That's the biggest thing. How much can you get out of DeRozan if he's still part of this team? That you're fine. You're two guys playing one position. Obviously, probably.
If you're Brooklyn, you would take Levine over DeRozan because of age.
I would definitely. That's the no doubt. I think.
Really, if you can partner Levine with a healthy Ben Simmons, they're gonna do work in the East. I mean, I win a finals, but it's gonna do work.
Hold on, John. I heard you say something earlier. Did I hear you say you taking DeMar over Chris Middleton?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, he said that.
I am.
Interesting.
Because Chris Middleton isn't the true number 2. He's better than our number 2, Zach.
He won as a number 2 last year.
I mean, he did because he was the best player, and before the finals, he was the best player on the Bucks, but he didn't win them their final.
I mean, look, it's intriguing. Again, I don't know if this is just us as Bulls fans with the stardom.
That's a tough question. I don't know how to answer that one.
It's a very tough question because you're willing to give up mortgage, like Deontay said, for a superstar that could possibly.
It's an investment. It's an investment in a superstar. That's what the Bulls need. It's what you need in the NBA is a superstar.
How old is Kevin Durant now?
I have no superstar.
30.
Goddamn, 47.
30, 32, 33. He got to be somewhere around there.
No one got that joke. Thank you, Jose.
I mean, I got that joke.
I mean, I got it.
I know CP a little on the young side. That's all.
That joke is ancient.
See, CP wasn't into Vine. He's a little young.
What?
Young for that.
Oh my god.
I'm older than you, aren't I?
No.
Yeah, Kevin
Durant's 33.
Kevin Durant is 33.
Yeah, Kevin Durant is 33. Okay.
33.
Damn, he's only 2 years older than me.
2 years older than me, homie. What the hell?
Hey, if it helps, you guys got way more hair than him.
True. What is it about basketball players? Why don't they?
That was so unnecessary.
It's the amount of wear hats, homie. I'm assuming hats and.
That's why Tim Duncan is the GOAT. Not only was he,
we always wear hats.
I just barely started wearing hats like 5 years ago. So you
bro,
guys are
shut up, bro. You interviewed me with a hat on 10 years ago. Stop capping.
Facts.
I mean, I had to work at Lids. Obviously, it came with the outfit, homie.
No, you could have. I didn't get a Lids hat. What the fuck?
I now I know why Day said wow on that one.
Those JCA hats dropped yet?
Nah, bro.
Not yet. That's a good one. Hey, that's a good one.
I should have done that when I was working at Lids, man. That's done with.
You should. It's okay. Eric got a plug at Lids.
I do. Right. And that's a good one for the fantasy football. What do you guys think?
Y'all ain't down.
Oh,
I already know CP taking Tom Brady first round. He a hype, man. I already know
there's
CP
no way
foul shit like this, bro.
There is no way I would ever do something like that.
He's gonna fuck around and draft Deshaun Watson first round, knowing damn well he ain't playing.
Hey, he's gonna play. Watson's gonna play.
I don't think he plays.
No, he's not, bro. Reports are saying he's gonna be out the whole year.
Yeah, I don't think he plays this
he's
year.
Gonna be out for the whole year.
He's gonna get his money, but he ain't playing all year.
It's the NFL. It's the NFL. He'll get a 4-game suspension.
They're gonna make an example out of him. He ain't Tom Brady, bro. He don't get away with suspensions like that.
It's the NFL, man.
Right. It's the NFL. Unless you're Tom Brady, you're not playing.
No,
you can sit the fuck down. You ain't playing.
He wasn't gambling in the game, so he's not gonna be suspended the whole year. He'll give him 4 games. You know,
you're right. He was just We're not gonna go there. What he's
we're not gonna go there.
You guys are far from
this. Just know he's not Tom Brady. He plays for the Browns, so therefore he's gonna be suspended the full year. No one gives a fuck about seeing the Browns play in the Super Bowl because they ain't making the Super Bowl.
CP, before we let you go, man, if you were AK for free agent, what route would you go?
For free agent? Well, I pretty much gave you my list. I just want him to. I'm hoping for Mitchell Robinson and maybe Gary Harris and some few other shooters, to be honest.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, Mo Bamba would be nice, but I'm pretty sure we're going to have to pay him decent to get him.
Mid-level exception.
So you don't think he's worth the pay?
Who, Mo Bamba?
Yeah. It's the question of CP. So
I don't know. He's very injury prone. I would be scared to do it, to be honest.
The only thing good about Mo Bamba is the song. CP.
Did you guys see the John Wall news? I need a live reaction.
Yeah. I mean, way to break.
Oh yeah. You know that fucking broke my heart because we're my Lakers are stuck with Westbrook now, so this is gonna be another long
Westbrook.
Yeah. I'm trying to be respectful about his last name. I'm trying to be respectful.
Westbrook. All I know is he about to pull up on skipping now.
I was gonna say don't pull Skip Bayless. Don't pull Skip Bayless. You gonna come at you too.
All I know is if Westbrook pull up to the studio and swing on Westbrook, my boy Shannon got to defend Skip.
He would.
My boy Shannon, as big of a Lakers Shannon is, he better not let Skip get touched.
I'm actually Shannon been talking that shit too, so
he could back it up. You see how he look? I'm gonna be apologizing to him. He talk shit about.
Hey man, Skip too, man. Skip is pretty slow for an old guy.
I mean, have you really seen Skip with his shirt off?
For real, bro.
Come on,
he looks like a typical old white guy. He just wears Jordans and a chain.
Right.
That's it, bro.
No, I honestly believe, I'm not sure if it's his Instagram or his Twitter, but he be showing flexing, bro.
Bro, this man looks like Tim Allen when he wore a black turtleneck.
I got a good question. Who would win a fight? Who would win a fight? Vince McMahon or Skip Bayless?
Is that a trick question?
Drip Bayless beat his ass, boy.
Bro. It's
Ain't no
all
way.
Skip. It's all
Are we
Skip.
talking
gotta-
about
he's gotta-
Vince? You said Vince McMahon, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, Vince McMahon right
Y'all
now.
seen this man
Come
with
on,
his
bro.
shirt
You
off?
already know he's gonna try to pay Skip to say he lost the fight.
Oh no.
No way.
Vince
Yeah.
McMahon bench presses like 300, 400
I got
pounds.
Vince.
dog.
I got my boy Vince.
Even
my
at
boy
his
Skip.
old age, I'm taking
Vince
Vince
been getting
every
his ass
time.
whipped on TV for years, bro. He don't want no
Exactly.
smoke with Drip Bayless.
You don't want to
Because
understand.
that's what his fans
He
want
don't
to
want
see
no
him get
Drip
his ass
Bayless.
kicked.
Nah, listen, you put them in the ring. You put them in the ring. My boy Shannon gonna already come out and steal off of Vince.
Skip Bayless. I mean, that's Skip Bayless. Hey, Stephen
And
A.
that-
Smith will come out too. The way they be talking
And
crap to
now,
each other.
now you got Shannon getting jumped by the Big Show, Bobby Lashley, and whoever else.
Nah,
whoever else
bro.
we bring
Nah,
out.
ain't no more. Ain't no one sticking up for Vince no more, bro. He by himself in that ring.
They're always gonna stick up for Vince.
2
They're always
months
Right,
ago,
they're always
maybe,
doing
but not no more.
I
Man,
believe
he
that,
got more
brother.
popular since then, bro. What are you talking about?
He really did. CP
Yeah, probably
always a
Deshaun
pleasure,
Watson's
man.
his best friend, probably.
Oh my God. Okay.
Robert Kraft.
CP, thank you,
Robert
man.
Kraft.
Thank you
y'all,
for
man.
joining, bro. Next time we have a show, I'll make sure these two are not on there. That way we can actually have a proper chat.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you,
Yeah, that's
CP.
true. CP always is always on here when me and John aren't here. It's nice to have him.
It's always a proper chat when it comes to him and Day Day on the
That's
podcast.
because you're no fun.
Right.
The JCA Sports Podcast here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. We are live to you guys coming from StreamYard. Make sure you guys follow us on all the social media platforms, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, Twitter. You name it, we're on it. And then with this we're excited for here because I think we're doing what? John's top 10?
Yes, sir.
So I don't have the graphic for that.
That's fine.
It's okay. I'll name them off.
All right.
All right, name him off, John. Name him off, John. We'll do this after.
We're
Go
doing
ahead.
the weekly. Hold on, let me introduce it. We're doing the weekly Jonathan Pelayo's top 10 MLB rankings of the week. John does his good part of putting his top 10 out there. So, John, give me numero 10.
Yes, sir. Remember, we're calling this my mound visit. You know, we discussed my top 10 going on. This is you guys are gonna like this because back to back, it's the teams you guys hate most. We got the Cardinals at number 10.
Nice.
They're 10 because they just played horribly at home, as you guys know. You guys definitely know.
Yes, we took 2 out of 3 against them. I'm okay, and we won the season series.
That's crazy, and yes, it's crazy. They're choking. You know, they literally should be running away with the division, and they're not doing it. But they're hanging in there. It is still pretty close. That's why at number 9 I do have the Brew Crew, which their City Edition jerseys are pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys saw that. Just wanted to mention. They said, yeah, I mean they could have done more, but
exactly.
They could do more, but they're not the worst ones we've seen.
No, I honestly, the worst ones are probably from the Cubs, to be honest.
The Cubs, the Wrigley. Although the hoodie you got is nice. The hoodie you got,
the hoodie.
That's a nice piece from the City Edition uniforms.
The apparel, the t-shirts, the sweaters, the long sleeves, all that from the Wrigleyville edition is way 100 times better than
it's literally everything but what they play in. So the hat and the jerseys.
Exactly.
The hat and the jerseys are cheeks. At number 8. I do have to now this is a little tough, but I put in the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays have a good team. Unfortunately, they're in the same division as the Yankees, but the Blue Jays are still a very hot team. I still think they need some pieces as far as pitching, to get over the hump. Though, you'll see with my list. Let's just say, unfortunately, they play with the Yankees, which again Another team that puts in a division at number 7 is the Red Sox. The Red Sox, I think,
making a debut.
The Red Sox are 9-4 or 9-5, and again, there's still a lot of games behind the Yankees.
Yeah, no, I think
they're a hot team, man.
I saw that like you said, they're 19-5 in the month of June, and the only thing they have gained on the Yankees is just only a half game.
Yes, half a game. That's insane.
That's how much they picked up with this record.
I mean, dude, just think about that with any sports team. Even if you play sports, you mean to tell me your team only loses 5 games in a whole month, and you're only half a game, or you only move up half a game? That's
crazy.
That's very frustrating.
Yep,
if you're that team.
What do you got at number 6?
Number 6, drop down, but you got to give them some respect. The Braves,
yeah.
The defending champs. They're still been playing hot. Though they are kind of cooling off after their win streak, and I mean, listen. They're still showing their defending champs for a reason. Just unfortunately, they're not competing no more at what they were when they had their hot streak. Which is why at number 5.
Real quick before you go to number 5, I want to put it out there that bravo to the Braves and how they introduced Freddie Freeman over the weekend series against the Dodgers. I think that was the best, most emotional part, bringing him back. The guy brought everything to this field, brought everything to this team. He finally got them a World Series. I think they did a fantastic job. And you've seen how Freddie Freeman just reacted coming even out of the dugout to going and not only accept his ring, but being brought back to Atlanta.
You know what? Now that you mentioned that, let's talk about another number 5 player real quick. As much as I dislike / like him sometimes, I do think the MLB is disrespectful for not giving Albert Pujols his farewell tour. I don't know if you guys seen a couple weeks ago, the Red Sox gave him the number 5 from the Green Monster scoreboard, and that was amazing. Mm-hmm. I just feel like Pujols is being very disrespectful. Even Molina's probably the best catcher in our era since Pudge Rodriguez, since Posada. Those are guys like you literally know these are their last years together. We grew up watching them. I mean, a lot of people respect those guys, and it's like they're not getting a farewell tour. It's pretty sad.
Honorable mention.
Not yet.
yeah, my bad. I'm jumping out. All right, so who you got?
I'll throw in the honorable mention at the end.
Gotcha.
Number 5, I am giving some credit to the Padres because they have been doing their thing, hanging in there with the Dodgers in the division, and they lost Manny Machado. Still no Fernando Tatis. The pitching has been, they have a stacked pitching staff on paper, but even then, you still got guys like Blake Snell. He gets rocked. You don't know what Darvish you're gonna get, and still, their best pitcher is Musgrove, who really they didn't trade for him as ace, but he's been putting up Cy Young numbers.
Uh-huh.
He's been dealing. That team is literally playing together, and it's great to see her to San Diego because they've been shit for years. When they were stacked last year, it was all about Fernando, and they fell short. They're hanging in there with the Dodgers. Definitely. Number 4. Now, number 4 you can easily swap out, but I'm a little biased, so I put in the Mets at number 4. They're killing it. They have yet to lose a series this year because they've just been playing like some monsters. Against a little bit of my biasness, I just don't see the Mets doing their thing. But the other teams I'm going to mention are if they were to face the Mets are going to lose, in my opinion. Which is why number 3, this one hurts a little bit. But I had to drop my Dodgers behind the next 2 teams I have a name. But the Dodgers number 3, they lost Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
Yet they're still doing it. Even the pitching is still inconsistent. It's irritating. But it's just like next man up. They got Freeman, like you mentioned.
Uh-huh.
He went back to the Braves, and Freeman he fits in nice, man. He fits in nice. Although they do have a very stacked lineup, so they should be top 5, top 3. I have them at number 3. Like I said, it hurts putting them at 3 because that means I had to put the Houston Astros above them, and that one burns. They come in at number 2 for me. Verlander's vintage Verlander again, though he did get a little rocked. But that team, man, they lose players, and they're still top. But mind you,
they're like the New England Patriots of baseball.
Yeah,
they cheat and they win.
They cheat, they win, and you forget they cheated because they keep winning.
Right?
Exactly. Even after they've lost players, lost big name players, you can say. I mean, it's not you can say it's a fact they've lost big name players, but they're still. Besides the Yankees, they're the best team in the AL, behind the Yankees.
Yep.
Which leads me to the Yankees. Of course, they're the best team in baseball. Come on, man, they're dominating. They were losing 5-1 today, came back and won 9-5. Come on, bro. They don't even matter who you put up there to pitch, bro. They're gonna win regardless. Their offense is crazy. Rizzo led the game with the homer in the first inning. You got Aaron Judge on pace for I think I saw 65 home runs. You got John Carlos is healthy finally. It's just, man, it's not even like next man. Those are literally the Bronx Bombers of this generation. I mean, it's amazing to see because before Yankees fans lived off of that name, but now we actually see it legit. The Bronx Bombers are here in this era, in this season. Like, we mentioned it, the Red Sox only lost 5 games a whole month, but yet they only gained half a game because the Yankees are that fucking good. They're killing it, man. They're killing it. No other team is even close to you. Like between the Astros, the Dodgers, Mets, Padres, there's a significant gap between them and the Yankees. No team MLB wants to play the Yankees right now.
100%, John. 100%. Nobody wants to face the Yankees, and for good reason, as you mentioned.
And
Offensively, they
hold
are
up.
juggernauts.
Hold up. What's scary is that they still are rumors that they'll trade for Wilson Contreras.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine
oh
the
my
rich,
God.
the rich getting richer like always? And that's the one thing about the Yankees.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, bro. They're gonna get a star.
And that's the one thing about the Yankees that I absolutely love is that it doesn't matter what year it is. They bring out their pocketbooks and they get what they want. They get what they want.
Get a star. They're gonna get another arm, another bat. The Yankees are legit this year, man.
They're in it every year.
It's exciting to see. It's exciting to see the Yankees be legit because for the last year they've been a locked-in playoff teams, but you never penciled them for World Series. And this year they're blowing that out the park. I gotta check the betting odds because I bet you ain't making no money. You bet on the Yankees are gonna World Series.
Oh, facts. John, what's your honorable mention, John, for this top 10?
Honorable mention is gonna be the Tampa Bay Rays, another team that unfortunately plays in the AL East. They are another team equally as annoying as the Astros. What's up, Eric? Welcome back. Equally as annoying as the Astros. And I almost went with the Minnesota Twins, so I'm a little biased here. But the Rays are just another team. They just, if you're playing the Rays, you don't know what Rays are going to show up, and they can easily upset your team anytime. That's so annoying.
So far that we've been doing this, I am proud of John that he's not put up his White Sox up there, even in the bottom 10.
He can't, Eric.
I can't, bro.
And you know what? He could because this is his top 10.
No, he can't.
This is his top 10. And I would think, he would probably throw in here and there. But
my White Sox don't even get an honorable mention.
And not even
that. Speaking of my White Sox, like my new bobblehead I just got Saturday.
Nice. All I see are dookies. Nice. That's all I see are dookies.
Why? I'm not finna go there.
It's really look. It really is a nice bobblehead. However, it's kind of bittersweet because a lot of times it's a running joke that they always run into each other. That's why you see one of them mad at the other because it's
actually you know what makes this more bittersweet is only one of these guys has played this year healthy consistently. This is why they don't get an honorable mention.
Right.
Where you at, my boy?
Right.
Where you at?
Exactly.
Luis Robert been doing his thing. Tim Anderson's back. But where you at, my boy? I'm looking at him like that because he hasn't played a game.
Yeah, true. Facts. The JCA Sports Podcast here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch.
I think we got a segment for next week. Where you at, my boy?
Where you at, my boy?
Where you at, my boy?
I'm gonna make that.
That's a great segment. I love that. I love that. That's a good one. Like round of applause. All right, Jose. We're doing our weekly our weekly division.
We'll go quickly. Yeah, we'll go
really quick. We're doing the NFC West this year, and then the division preview for the JCH. I like what you did. Good job. On the editing part. All right, we're gonna start. We probably might be the worst team in this conference, and probably the NFC 2 in the Seattle Seahawks.
Probably the worst team in the NFL. I don't see this team having any strength at all.
Hey, there's still the Atlanta Falcons out there, homie. So they're definitely going to be in the top 10, probably even in the top 5 in drafting in next year. But week 1, I mean, isn't it just perfect that the first Monday Night Football game is the week 1 matchup against their former quarterback and Russell Wilson? You mean to tell me that Russell Wilson's not going to go off?
Get spanked.
And they're at Denver. No, they're at home. They're in Seattle. Never mind. I'm sorry. This is an ass whooping and a half from Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. Give me 0-1.
I love that it's a 5:00 game.
Exactly. West Coast time, homie.
West Coast time. Okay, it's still early for us.
Yeah. So that's West Coast time. So that'll be 7 here.
7 here. I'll take it because we usually get two games.
Yeah, no. You know what,
guys?
You're right.
Guys.
No.
Guys.
Yes.
What I have them at 1 win. 1 win.
Wait, hold on. Wait, real quick. Pause. I gotta ask this question before we give our rankings. Are we including the rumors of them trading for Baker Mayfield or not?
No, as is.
No, as is. We can't.
As is.
As is.
As is.
As
Mm.
is. We're doing
As
it
is.
for
I don't
as
even know
is.
who's quarterback. Drew Lock or
Yeah, I think
what's
it's
his
Drew
name?
Lock.
Drew Lock. I think you're right.
No,
Drew
it's Geno Smith. No.
Even
No.
then,
Or they're
even so,
competing.
I think it's Drew Lock.
And
Even
Geno, I
both of
believe.
them. No, listen. There's an upset in here somewhere.
But not week 1 though, right?
Where?
Oh hell no, not week 1. I'm pretty sure they could win their
The
bye
only-
week against the
The only
Packers.
upset I could see happening is if they beat the Jets January 1st. Otherwise, the only win I got them having is the Giants.
No, that's cap, bro. They can beat the
no.
Jets. They can beat the Panthers.
John, the Jets have got better this year. The Jets have got a lot better this year.
The goddamn Jets.
The Jets are going to be the Jets are going to be a 5-6 win team. I guarantee it.
The Jets and the Jets.
They're gonna win the
The
bye
Jets
week.
are the Jets, bro.
They're definitely gonna win the bye week.
You know what? No, they're not gonna beat the Lions.
I can see them probably being the Giants.
They could beat the Giants, like Future Comadre says. They could beat the
I
Giants.
can see the Giants again.
The
That Falcons game. The
Falcons-
Falcons are weaker. It's at home. I think they could probably get a win there. That would probably be their first win because they're gonna go start off with
I give them
back-to-back
3
L's.
wins.
I'd rather
It's
see
gonna be
probably
the
the Giants.
Falcons. It's gonna be the Falcons. The hold on, move the names. I can't see.
Not with Zach Wilson
The
beefing
Giants.
up.
Okay.
I don't mean
So
How do
it's
you know
gonna
he's
be the
beefing up,
Falcons.
Paulina?
that does not mean
Gonna be the
anything. Just because you're
Falcons,
beefing up
the
doesn't mean a
Giants.
single thing.
Listen, the Falcons, the Giants, and one upset. I'm calling the upset against the Cardinals. That's my upset.
You know what?
pick.
I could kind of see where they could probably get the Falcons, the Giants.
No, I'm gonna beef up now.
It's football, bro. There's
you know what?
upset
I can see
somewhere.
I can see
There's
that
an
Thursday
upset
night
somewhere,
football
guys.
game against the 49ers on the 15th of December. I could see them winning that one.
You know what? If you want to get real foul, the upset pick is the last game against the Rams. Just to fuck up the
bench all their
seating of the
players,
Rams.
when they
Fuck
bench
up
all
the
their players,
seating of the
nobody's even
Rams.
playing.
All right, guys, come on. How many wins?
That's the upset.
How many
I
wins?
say 4. I give them a
I
strong
told you
4.
3.
I got
give 'em a
one.
strong 4.
I got a 1-win team. 1-win team. Worst team in the NFL. Let's move on to the next team, guys. The Arizona Cardinals.
But I bet if the Bears were on their schedule, you'll probably put that as a W.
No, actually, I have the Bears beating the Seahawks if they ever.
Yeah, sure. All right, so we're going with the Arizona Cardinals. Now, the one team that's kind of up in the air in the question mark, right? Because we don't know what we're going to get from the Arizona Cardinals. The Kyler Murray situation over the offseason. Obviously, they got a lot better in the wide receiver in the passing game. You know, last year they traded for Zach Ertz. DeAndre Hopkins is coming back. Running game is still up in the air in flux. Offensive line, they kind of helped. They got a little better this year. So the Arizona Cardinals. Real question before we even get there. Is this a playoff team?
No. They're gonna fall short of the playoffs, in my opinion.
Jose?
Just because the NFC is so stacked.
I'm sorry. What was the question? I was reading the comments.
I said, do you see the Arizona Cardinals making a push for the playoffs this year?
Oh, they'll make the playoffs. It's the NFC. I feel like the NFC is a weaker conference. They'll make the playoffs this year.
All right. So obviously they're not winning game 1, right? They're not beating the Chiefs the first game of the season at home, right? No, they're not.
No.
We could probably see them beating the Raiders.
Damn, I have them 0-3.
You got them. You got them 0-3.
You gotta losing to the Raiders, bro? How?
Yeah.
You know what?
First win today.
That's kind of tough, especially if that's the Raiders' home opener. I could kind of see them where they could go 0-3 for real.
You still got Derek Carr there, bro.
Especially with the turmoil that happened this offseason with Murray. You know, if they don't get that win against the Panthers, this could be real ugly real quick.
Start the cap. I got them at 10 wins. 10 wins.
10 wins where, John? I'm actually kind of regretting.
You forget they got James Conner, DeAndre Hopkins.
Who's the other wide receiver?
Murray.
They got another wide receiver there. I don't know why I'm blanking. I should have got my boy Mark.
There's another one before AJ Brown. Not AJ Brown, the other Brown.
AJ Green.
I have them at 8 wins. I don't even know.
AJ Green. No, they have a legit number 2.
Yeah, I know they traded for him too. I don't know why I cannot remember the wide receiver that they got.
I'm about to look it up. But you can't sleep on James Conner. He balled out over there. Plus, you still have Kyler Murray, bro.
Yeah, but given the
Talk all the shit you
offseason that
want
they
about him.
had with all
He's
this
a beast.
turmoil, with Kyle Murray wanting to leave, and I don't, it's kind of, if they go 0-3 like Jose says, and they somehow lose
They're
at
not going to go
Carolina,
0-3. They're going to beat the Raiders.
I don't think they're gonna beat the Raiders. I'm
I
not
don't think
on the
they're
Raiders
gonna
home
either.
opener. I don't think so.
Bro, who does it? Oh, bro, the Cardinals have Marquise Brown.
Rondell Moore.
Mar-
See, Paulina, hey, for those who don't know, that's
did,
our
Hollywood.
insider right there. That is our
Hollywood
insider.
Brown. They did get Hollywood Brown. I forgot
They
about
got Hollywood Brown.
that. Marquise Brown.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep,
They had
did.
that's the
DeAndre
other one.
Hopkins, Hollywood Brown, James Conner, and then you can't forget the quarterback they got.
God,
Come
Paulina's
on, bro.
so high right now.
Y'all disrespecting them.
Again, you know what? Even with that offensive power,
They got
it's just,
Zach Ertz at tight end.
yeah, I said that. They traded for him last year for it.
All right, you swayed me back.
saying that we were naming their weapons.
You swayed me back into 10-win team, John. 10-win team.
All right, then. There you go.
Where
think
they're
9.
gonna get 10 wins, I don't know, but
I see 9. I see 9.
I can name it. Week 2, they win. Week 4, they win. Week 5, they win. Week 6, they win. Week 7, they win. Put the thing
Week
down. I
8.
can't read. Week 8.
Week 8 against the Vikings.
Week 9, lose against the Rams. They'll lose against the 49ers.
In
Lose
Mexico
against
City.
the Chargers.
I don't know. I feel like they could win the
they're gonna lose
49ers
against the
matchup.
Patriots.
No, they could beat the Patriots.
No,
I
I
feel
think they can beat the Broncos, not the
They
Patriots.
could beat the Patriots. They'll lose against the Broncos.
They'll lose against the Broncos. The AFC
They'll
West is
lose
gonna be
against
tough.
the Bucks. They'll beat the Falcons and beat the 49ers. They'll split the series against the 49ers.
How
Those
many-
are 10 wins.
You got 10 wins. I got them 9.
Yes.
I feel like a 9-win team will be. That's the Arizona Cardinals. A 9-win team.
I'm with John with 10, but I got the other way around. I think they lose to the Patriots to beat the Broncos. So
No, I think the AFC West is gonna sweep everybody that they play outside of their own division.
no, they're not, Eric.
Yes, they are.
Who are next team in the list?
Next team on the list, we have
Super Bowl
the defending
champs.
Super Bowl champs, the Los Angeles Rams. Guys, what the hell? What can they do? What are they the flat out favorites to win the Super Bowl again this year?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm riding the Rams wagon. Hell yeah. I
Nice.
did it last year. I'm riding it this year. I'm still on that wagon.
Jose, what about you? Can they repeat this year?
Thank you, Paulina. Hell yeah.
John's team.
Put that comment up. Hell yeah.
What
Yeah,
about you, Jose?
I'd
Can they do it?
I'd rather see her face there than yours, John. So
Jose,
wanna see her
do you
what?
have them winning, going back to the Super Bowl and winning? Yes or no?
no, I do not.
All right, nice. So what do you have? For the record this year?
I have them at 10 wins. 10 wins
You
each.
guys know what's going to be sad? Is we're going to see Allen Robinson get 1,000 yards.
Dude, facts. Big
Definitely, sure.
facts.
We're going to see Cooper Kupp go for 1,500 and Allen Robinson for
So
1,000.
Cooper Kupp won't have that crazy season like he did last year. I don't think anybody can replicate that, but he'll have a good season. But John's 100% right. Allen Robinson's going to go off.
He
For all
definitely
you
is.
fantasy football players, pick him up.
So I could kind of see the Rams kind of have a not a slow start. I think
Yeah.
they'll probably go 3-1. They'll probably lose the
That's
game. against
a
the
great
Bills.
matchup week
The
one.
Bills Rams.
That is
That's definitely a
amazing.
good one.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to win.
Well, you know what? No, I could actually kind of see them going undefeated till the bye week.
I have them. That's what I'm saying. They're going to win. I see them going 7-0.
The first hiccup I could kind of see, it's that Bucks game when they go on the
No.
road.
They'll split against the Niners. They have to. They always
Okay.
do.
6-0 then.
No, you know what? With the 49ers, it's a very confusing situation, man. Because
If they play it tough, doesn't matter
Okay.
who's on the team.
Okay,
really
I could agree.
tricky
I could agree with Jose with the split. They'll lose the first matchup. So here's how I see it: they'll win 3, lose the first matchup, and then they'll go on a tear, win 5, 6, 7, then whatever. No, I'm sorry, 8 because it's a bye week. They'll beat the Bucks. They'll beat the Cardinals.
No.
They'll beat the Saints, and then they'll lose against the Chiefs.
I think Tom Brady gets his revenge from the playoffs and wins that game.
I honestly believe he'll get his revenge too.
Yeah, he'll get his revenge.
That will probably be their
the
first loss against the
The Bucks
Bucks.
are falling off.
Yeah.
They got no Antonio Brown, no Gronk.
And you know what? That
And those are,
Go, John.
those are key pieces to the Super Bowl. You can't say either way.
you still
Those are
have
key pieces.
you still have Mike Evans. You still have Godwin. Like
Okay, and
the
the
GOAT,
Rams still have an
Tom
elite
Brady?
defense.
but you still have the GOAT in Tom Brady. The
It's gonna
Bucks
be a good
defense isn't
matchup.
bad either.
It's gonna be
Nah,
be a
bro.
great matchup, and they end the season on a very tough schedule.
I'm sorry. The Bucks ain't favorite this year.
Look,
Tom
man,
Brady. I
look.
get why he came back, but it's gonna be an ugly season for Tom Brady.
I mean, to go from week 12.
Well,
all
it
the way
helps the
to
Saints and the
18.
Falcons are in your division, but
Yeah, I mean, look, the Kansas City
see.
Chiefs. They end the season with the Chiefs at the Chiefs, against the Seahawks at home, against the Raiders at home. They come to Lambeau. They play Christmas Day against the Broncos, and then they have that Sunday night football game against the Chargers at Los Angeles. Well, at home. It's a home game because I think they both play at the same stadium, anyways.
My Chargers.
I have the Rams winning 13 games.
10.
Cap. I got 13 wins.
13. I got them 13 too because I think they're going to lose back-to-back games against the Broncos and the Chargers.
All right, 11. I went up 1 to 11. That's it. 11's the highest I'll give.
I think so.
Oh, so you got them beating the Packers?
I got them beating the Packers.
I do.
I do too.
I got them beating the Packers. But then they lose Christmas and they lose on New Year's. Back-to-back losses.
I agree.
No, they're gonna win on. They're winning on Christmas and New Year's.
No, I don't think so. I'm telling you, the AFC West is gonna sweep.
If Russ wins on Christmas, that'd be big for the Broncos.
They would.
They're gonna sweep. They are going to sweep. All right, let's wrap this up real quick. Let's go to the other team that's left, and what might be the second weakest team in this division in the San Francisco 49ers. They're gonna start off week 1 with a loss against our Chicago Bears.
Listen,
I'm putting that up there right now. They're gonna go 0-1 against the Bears because I don't believe in this.
Sorry, I had to take him out because he was talking. He was bamboozling you all. There's no way in hell they're beating the Chicago Bears.
They're gonna go 0-1 against the Chicago Bears simply because the quarterback situation is what's gonna kill the 49ers this year.
So who's the quarterback?
That's a really valid question. Who's the quarterback?
Record, who are we considering quarterback when we're naming this?
Jimmy G. It has to be. It has to be Jimmy G.
It's Trey Lance.
So we're going with Pornstar Jimmy. Got it.
Pornstar Jimmy.
So Fields will give him the week 1 L. No,
they're going.
I'd love to see it, but it's not gonna happen.
They're going 2-0.
They're gonna go 1-1.
2-0.
All right, Paulina Martinez says they're not sure if Jimmy G is coming back or not. I get it.
So they're gonna go.
You know, if Trey Lance starts, the Bears have a chance.
Exactly. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
G starts. I don't know.
If Trey Lance starts, the Bears have his chance.
I could kind of see the 49ers go 1-3 in the first 4 weeks.
Yeah, the one is beating the Bears. So
the one is actually beating the Seahawks.
No.
They better beat the Seahawks.
Let's see how many wins I got here. I got 1, 2 off the bat.
Wait. Okay, imagine they trade Jimmy G to the Seahawks.
I don't think they'll do that. I don't think they're dumb enough to trade the quarterback in
they
their
won't,
own division.
But hypothetically, because Paulina's right, they're not sure Jimmy G's coming back. I mean, shit, they drafted Trey Lance for a reason, and then Jimmy G's been wanting out since that happened.
I got 9 wins, guys. 9 wins. 9.
I could kind of only see 7.
Bro, let me see.
I got 9.
All right, so they're losing against the Bears. They're winning against the Seahawks.
No, they're not losing against the Bears.
They're losing against the Broncos and the Rams back-to-back. I could kind of see them squeaking out a win against Carolina, but that's a tough road trip going all the way out east, coming west. The Falcons are going to be the worst team in the division, so that would probably be their second, possibly even third win. They're losing back-to-back games against the Chiefs and the Rams before their bye. They're losing against the Chargers.
We just said split it against the Rams when we were on the Rams schedule. How are you going to say now that the Rams
I didn't say that. I said that they're going to beat the 49ers.
They're splitting against the Rams because they always play the Rams tough, and they're splitting against the Rams.
That's cute.
I got them splitting the Cardinals series.
They're splitting the Cardinals too.
Not the Rams. I have them with 8 wins.
They're going to split against the Rams. They're going to split against the Rams.
They're not going to split. I could kind of see them winning.
8 wins.
I mean, I got them beating. I no, yeah. They're gonna lose. They're gonna beat the Saints. They're gonna lose against the Dolphins and the Bucks. They're probably sweeping the Seahawks.
Schedule gets easy, guys. It gets easy.
They'll win against the Commanders, and I want to say they might get swept by the Cardinals.
If you got Trey Lance starting, it's easy for the opponents. They're licking their chops.
Yeah. So let me see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You know, I
6
could see
wins for
them
the 49ers.
I could see them being stupid enough and losing to the Seahawks week 15.
No way. No way.
I did say split, so I can't really say that.
If
I
Trey
did say split
Lance,
against the
yeah,
Seahawks.
I got that 8 wins. 8 wins is what I got.
I got them with 6. I got them with 6 wins.
If Garoppolo's a starter, I got them at 9.
The only reason why I give the Niners 9 wins and the Bears the way less is not because of the quarterbacks. It's because of the teams around. It's because of the team around the quarterbacks. The 49ers have way better position players all across the board than the Chicago Bears do. So the fact that you're giving the Bears 11 wins and then you're giving the Niners only 6, bias, bro, to the 10th degree.
That's fine, but again,
bias with a capital B.
If it's Jimmy G, you give them more of a shot than you do with Trey Lance. And at this point, it's Trey Lance's team before it is Jimmy G.
Right, so, but forget the quarter. I'd rather have Justin Fields and Trey Lance right now, right? But at the same time, look at who's around them. Look at who's around them.
That's good. I know they got.
Look at the coaches.
Kittle. I know they got Kittle.
Have Shanahan.
I get that 100%, but sometimes in the NFL you got to have the talent. And what we see last year in Trey Lance, he only got one start. He only got played once, and then he got benched again. So it doesn't matter who you have on the opposing side, whether if it's Kittle or Samuel.
Who you got in the Bears?
It doesn't matter if you have Debo or Kittle on that team.
You do.
If the quarterback can't throw, then what's the point of having them if the quarterback's not all that great?
Okay. How do you know Justin Fields is going to be able to throw? He had not shown you once last season that he's capable of doing that. We don't know if the offensive line has gotten better. At least in San Francisco, we know he'll be able to be held upright. You can't sit there and say that. Rick, oh my God! See, Paul just naming better players all around.
Congratulations! I could do the same thing too, but at the same time, if the quarterback, what I seen last year, Trey Lance can't even ball for one game, and then all of a sudden he's going to be on the bench. If this is Jimmy G, if we know for certain that Jimmy G is going to be the quarterback, then you know what? I'm with John. I give the 49ers 9 wins, possibly even 10. But if we're talking about it's Trey Lance and what I saw last year in Trey Lance, it doesn't matter if it takes an offseason or 2 for this guy to get it. This guy cannot. He didn't show anything for me. That's why they went back to Jimmy.
So then use that same logic for Justin Fields.
Jimmy G.
So then use that same logic for Justin Fields. What the fuck did you see last year? Not a damn thing.
That actually has the skill set to do something if he has the right protection.
Where, Eric? Where?
What? The Steelers game. The run that he made against the Minnesota Vikings, the game he had against the Ravens. I want me to go on and on and on because I can.
Oh, Eric, where did you see that? You didn't see a damn thing from his ass.
Anything for one game other than Trey Lance, and then he got benched one game later.
I'm not defending Trey Lance. What I'm trying to say is use that same logic for Justin Fields.
If I know Jimmy G is going to be the quarterback for the 49ers, if I know for a fact that today the 49ers said Jimmy G is our quarterback, then you know what? The record changes. But if they're not certain that Jimmy G is going to be there and it's Trey Lance, and they've seen it for one game that Trey Lance can't compete with all these players that Pauline just said, Kittle, Jusek, everybody else that's on there, and he can't compete with that? Nah, man, I'm good. I'd rather have the Bears, and they're going to go, I'd rather have the Bears over the Bears and Trey Lance. That's fine, but I don't care who the coach is. Trey Lance is not the quarterback. And if they don't have Jimmy G in this team is not going to go far with Trey Lance. I'm just saying.
Interesting. I just feel like once again, the Bears wide receiver 1 is a wide receiver 2 on any other team.
Or 3.
It's pretty sad. Because we just said our wide receiver 1 last year, who was wide receiver 2 on another team, is about to go off for 1,000 yards.
Right. And you can't say that against the 49ers, though. Like, they have weapons. And that's the difference. They have protection, and that's the difference. They have a better defense, and that's the difference. They have a better coach, and that's the difference. How are
the one thing the Bears have better than the 49ers, I'm being biased, I'm going to say the running back. Quarterback's debatable.
Right now.
I'm leaning quarterback for the Bears, biasness. But for sure, I think we have the better running back.
Only because he's healthier than the running backs they have.
Because he's a beast.
Montgomery is a good running back for sure.
Montgomery's a beast. But yeah. 8 wins. 9 if Garoppolo's. If Pornstar Jimmy's playing.
And that is the NFL Weekly NFC West. Graphics by yours truly. How about your boy?
Nice, good job, Jose. But this has been the JCA. This has been the JCA Sports Podcast here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. We're live, and we're live every Monday and every Wednesday, same time, same place, same places on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. Make sure you guys follow us on all our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
I missed getting Eric mad. I'm glad I did. I didn't mean to curse, but I knew that would trigger him, and I did. So
You kind of cursed pretty loud. I feel like I was getting yelled at.
yeah, I'm sorry.
You did curse pretty loud. You're worse than John.
My bad.
You guys can't keep it professional. Sad.
Well,
This has been
We're
fun.
still waiting for you
This
to
was
be
fun. This is
professional.
great. This is fun. We'll be back on Wednesday, same time, same place at 9:00. Make sure you guys follow the John Konabi Facebook page. That way you guys can watch all our shows. Make sure you guys hit that little bell right there so you guys get notified when our shows are live. Not only just the JCA Sports Podcast, but also the Sports Strip Live Podcast with the Contreras Brothers and the EAFP, who's on vacation right now, simply because there's not really that much football going around. But
Gareth
we'll be back
Bale?
soon.
Gareth Bale.
Oh, Gareth, LAFC. How you feel about that?
That's a great come up. I like it for him.
It's a good look, isn't it?
It's a great
But
look.
It's a good look. And for the free. You can't beat the
And
free.
for the free.
And for the
For
free.
the free. A 1-year contract.
Yep.
I like it.
And he's getting paid. And he's gonna golf.
There you go. See,
He's gonna be on the
is what
U.S.
I'm talking about.
And he's gonna get itches.
He's gonna
When-
he's gonna be on the Open next
When are
year.
we getting a World Cup special, man? Preview.
Man, the World Cup
When it
is not until
starts?
November. Trust me, there's time. There's time and places for everything. I know La Liga Mexicana starts this week, and then the Premier League starts August 5th. First game on schedule, Arsenal Crystal Palace.
Whack.
So that's a loss for Arsenal. Got it.
Ooh, Sonny Jim, you just don't know. You just don't know. The moves that Arsenal have been making so far.
They signed
Love
some
it.
overrated player for Man City.
Overrated?
There you go. See, we get
I don't know about
a
overrated.
non-biased take from John. Thank you, John.
I don't know about
Same thing.
overrated, but the
Same
moves that
thing.
they've for the first time they've actually made moves before preseason started. So I'm happy about that. So I'll give them that. Baby steps.
Yeah.
Baby steps.
Overrated.
But this has been
bro.
the JCA Sports Podcast here on Facebook Live. We went a little bit over, but it's all good. We appreciate you guys watching. CP, Paulina, Deontay, everybody that's been commenting on it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for watching. For Jonathan Pelayo, Jose Contreras, myself, Eric Avila, we'll see you guys Wednesday at 9:00. Jose, you know what to do.
What? Jose, what? You gotta say it.
I say you know what you got to do. Hit the outro, man. Damn.
What finish! Wow, that is unfreaking believable. What a way for a ball game to end.
Oh, that's what happened. Oh, that's terrible. My God. The humanity.
They may be the drunkest couple in the history of sporting events.
I loved his face.
I would suspect that fan is done for the night. Here's the thing. When you steal something, don't wear it.